yesterday, when if you really meant what you said on the evening when you were elected to your present position, that you would do everything you could to keep the cost of running the town of Dayton down. I think that if you, Mr. Armstrong, and the Board of Supervisors really wanted to have someone there most or all the week long, you could split up the hours between the four of you to be there to answer the questions that would come your way. After all, you folks make the rules and have studied the ones already on the books. Outside the present town clerk and town treasurer, I believe that you folks being retired have time and could do a credible job, don't you think? After all is said and done, this is what you were elected to do in your offices, and you do have the present clerk and treasurer there to guide you and direct you if you have any questions. They have been on the job for 10 years. They know the answer.
And I personally do not want to see this cost any more than we are already spending. We, in 2015, spent in the two positions $39,700 approximately. And I think we can do this one position with benefits for about $40,000. I'm not thinking full-time. And if the vote is not to do this, I'd be perfectly willing, I've spent enough time at the town hall already, to split the hours that the town hall is open between the five of us. Right now, we only have it covered for 3 hours.
This board has saved the township so far in our first year $80,000 year after year on an ongoing basis. $80,000. And there's various options for doing this if you vote that you want to do it. It depends on how many hours that you want the town hall covered. So we can't just say, well, it's going to cost this much, and then no one knows what we're talking about. No one knows how many hours the town hall would be open. So I was called earlier this week by someone that said, I'm going to ask you how much this is going to cost. And I said, well, you probably know as well as I do how much it might cost, but I'll put something together. So I have prepared a little something here, a range, and I'll walk you all through it. And if you have any questions when I'm done, feel free to ask. And don't think I'm an expert on this. I'm just throwing things together here, just like you would at your own kitchen table. So I'll go from low to high, but first I'll give you a couple of assumptions. First of all, I'm assuming that the issue here tonight is that all of you that are in favor of this combination want more hours open in the office. I'm assuming that that is what you want. Is that correct? And I'm also going to make an assumption here so that there's no confusion. The expenses, things like buying materials for the town hall, buying materials for elections, meeting allowance, all those kind of things, would be about the same whether we go with the combined position or we keep it the way it is. So there's no point in even talking about those costs because it'll just confuse the issue. So Jane's number that she gave you was how much, Jane?
What was spent? 40,000.
That I'm sure includes expenses, right? Okay. I'm going to zero out the expenses and make it real simple, and we'll just go by compensation because those expenses aren't going to change a bit, regardless of who's the clerk and who's the treasurer. So we'll start out with the low end. The low end, as I selected it, would be the town hall would be open Tuesdays for 6 hours, Thursdays for 6 hours, and Saturday mornings. In addition to that, there would be 3 hours of out-of-office time where the clerk treasurer or what the clerk and treasurer do now. They go around town, they go to the bank, they go to the post office, they go to the county building, they go to the store to buy supplies. And so all that adds up to about 18 hours a week. Now that's not much, especially at peak times. The clerk and treasurer positions are not positions where it's a steady state of work. It's not at all. I'll give you an example. The treasurer, when that first tax collection comes in the year in January, she's putting in an awful lot of hours. And 18 hours a week, especially almost all those 18 hours being strapped in the office, dealing with the public, wouldn't be enough. So I'll address that as I go through the numbers. I assumed a salary that will be based on somewhere between $20 and $22 an hour. You can argue with that. If you don't agree with that, then you just adjust your own number. I'm just going to give you what I came up with myself. Is that okay, Mr. Krieger? All right. Okay, so we have about, if you take the hours that we have, which would be 936 for the year, and we take some overtime to compensate the person for those peak hours where treasurer and clerk have a lot of work to do. I added another $2,500 to that. And then I went to 2 places to find out what the audit would cost. You're all aware that if we go to this combined position, there has to be a more detailed audit. Right now, we pay about $1,500 for the audit. I went to 2 places. I went to Farmington and asked them what do they pay because they have this kind of combined position. And I also went to an accounting firm in Stevens Point, and I was told there's a lot of this work for other townships. And the number I got from the accounting firm in Stevens Point for the audit was $8,000. The number I got from Farmington for last year was $6,000. Now both those numbers are higher than what we pay now. We pay now $1,500. So I took the high end, $8,000, to be conservative. And when you add all this up for these 3 days, Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays, with all the other things I just talked about, it comes to somewhere right around $30,000 a year. If you assume that the salary will be based on $20 to $22 an hour. And that number I got from the county. I'm not sure if it's exactly correct, but it's a pretty good ballpark. So that position, that combined position for those 3 days, with all everything rolled in except the expenses and things like that, is around $30,000. Currently, the clerk and treasurer together, along with the audit, is around $32,000. So it's about the same. I mean, within reason, within error of what I did, it's about the same amount of money. Now, if you went to the high end and you said you wanted the town hall open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 6 hours Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 3 hours on Saturday, and you go through all that same math, you end up with a position. And then you have to also include a stipend for insurance then, because then this becomes a full-time job, not a part-time job. Along with the audit, it comes to right around $45,000 a year for that expanded hours in the office. So that's quite a bit higher than the 32 that we pay now. So in summary, just my quick look at all this, it's about a wash between the position that would be hired for Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday only hours versus what we have.